Hello everyone and welcome to another Minecraft Redstone video. Today's video will be in 3 parts: the demonstration, the explanation, and the confirmation. That's just a big word for tutorial. So, find the links at the top of this video if you wish to skip to a separate section, or just follow the video through as it takes you along the separate parts. Thank you for watching and enjoy. Today I have a response to a new video by AdmiralRedstone, and in that he shows a sand activated door. So what happens is you come up to your door, you place a block of sand in the top here, and it will open up the doorway for you. Now, I saw his design, and it is 5 across by 6 tall. 5 deep, 6 across, and 7 tall. And I've come up with a design that is 4 across, 6 tall, and 4 wide. So his design 175 blocks in volume, my design 96 blocks in volume. So that's almost half the size. And mine also actually includes extra features that his didn't. So let's get on with it. Place a block of sand, opens the door. As you saw, these blocks retract instantly at the same time, which is actually not how his design set up. These blocks retract at different times, so it makes it all nice. You can walk through, and it closes. Opens up again, and walk through, and it's closed. So, let's have a look at the redstone. Here we have a exact copy, except glass. What you can see here, I'm going to go through and explain it all for you. I hope you enjoy this. So let's get into it. Right, so, first off, what happens when you first place a piece of sand in here is it drops through this gap in the floor and lands here in front of this piston face, and a redstone signal passes through into the sand block and is carried through into this redstone dust. This redstone dust deactivates this torch, deactivates this redstone, and powers allows this torch to be powered. First off, this one tick later, this piston extends, and what this piston does is it actually places a glass floor for you to be able to walk over. At the same time, just on a different path, one tick later, but at the same time from this piston extending, this piston gets this torch gets unpowered, and it unpowers both of these pistons, which opens up this doorway. So far we have the bottom bit and we have this open. Next we just need to open this front bar, and to do that we carry a signal from the top into this block through a piston, redstone block, and a redstone dust. Now, what makes this all activate at the same time is that piston retractions happen instantly. Piston extensions take 1.5 tick, but retractions happen instantly. And that's also a premise to instant Y. But anyway, back to this. What happens, this is turned off, this turns off, retracts instantly, this turns off at the same time that this torch is turned off, and at the same time that this is turned on, and so this retracts again instantly. So they all occur right at the same time. And so that gets you this open, this closed, and this open, and you can walk through. And I will show you that with a piece of sand falling in. Let's have a look at this. I'll just get rid of the sand. Let's have a look at this down the bottom bit. As you can see, like that. So, now, we come to the next issue. Actually, let's just open this up again. Now we've got to do the closing. So, the sand acts as a piece of memory. So when the sand's there, it's on. When the sand's not there, it's off. And we can tell that from this piece of redstone dust here. Now, when you step on this pressure plate to finish to close the door, what happens first is it deactivates this torch, which deactivates this piston. And what happens with this piston, there's a redstone block on the end here, as you can see, and there are two pistons. One piston, which is just a normal non-sticky piston here, and another piston, which is a sticky piston holding this half slab here, or this slab. And so what happens is, as this block retracts, this block stops powering this bottom piston, so the bottom piston retracts. It then rests up in this top state, and it then powers this top piston. But it also, because there's a redstone block here, it buds this piston down here. And so the act of this piston extending also makes a block update for this bottom piston to activate. So it closes, it opens again. So this block will retract, and then that will create both of these to extend again. And then what happens after that is the pressure plate will turn off, allowing this torch to turn on, turns on this piston, extends it, and so the block moves down, it depowers both of these, and then finally powers this one again. And so this bottom piston is off for a very short amount of time, which is enough to let it close and then to retract and then extend again. And what that does is, when it's first lifted up, this piston extends and places the sand block here, and it will obviously go from there. Then, as this goes up and then coming back down, this retracts and then extends really quickly. And what that does is it actually lets the sand start falling, but as it's still within the hitbox of this block here, it then extends again and actually breaks off the sand. And this works if you didn't know. So sand works. You can break sand if there is a non-solid block beneath, and a non-solid block is something like a torch. As you can see, the sand falls down, lands here, and then realizes, oh, it can't be there because there's actually a torch there, and so it breaks off. This works for comparators, as you can see, repeaters, redstone dust, and also half slabs. And half slabs can be moved with pistons. And so what happens here is it falls down, breaks off, and actually breaks off within the size of the design. Now this is what's different from AdmiralRedstone, is that he had to have a half slab down the bottom outside of his design. So what you would actually end up with his build is actually a pile of sand. But this design actually breaks it off, and you'll never get a backlog. Also, while this pressure plate is being pressed, it also sends a signal through here, and that depowers this torch and powers this repeater, and we've already seen, and that will actually open this door for you, as you can see. And then while the pressure plate is still turning off, it'll keep it open for you to walk through. So that's how this design works. It's very compact, half the size, and it also includes a block breaker in here, if I could say that correctly. And if you wanted to, all you'd have to do is place a hopper, double P, hopper underneath here, and you'll get sand collecting in here. As you can see, I'm going to place another sand in here, and we've got our second sand in here. Just remember that this can also work with gravel if you'd prefer to use that. So, coming over here, what you need to do is you need to first plan your route that you're going to be having the door, and it's going to be 4 long, so place 4 blocks along there, and there's going to be your walkway. You can place a pressure plate already at the end, just like that. Now, what we need to do is place a piston here, come across one and down one, and across one and up 2, and that's going to be 4 of your pistons, and you can place blocks in front of these 2. This block will be using this block as it's pulling and pushing one. From there, you'll be having a block underneath it, and your sand, when it's fallen, will be sitting here. So to get power to that, we need a repeater, and you can use a torch, but I'm using a redstone block, it doesn't matter. Then at the side here, you need another block with a redstone dust, a block in front of it with a torch on the side. Need a block coming across here, another piece of redstone dust, a block in front of that, an inverter, a torch, and then a repeater facing into this block. Then a block on top of that, and then another torch on top of that, and then another block with a piece of redstone. Off to the side, place a block with a sticky piston facing forward and a redstone block in front of that. Then on top of this piston, we need to place a block and a redstone dust. So that is all of your wallway here. As you can see, if I remove this, it's closed, and we can just fill this in a bit. Fill that in as well. And if we place the sand there, it'll open up for us and close the bottom. And so what you do is you normally stand here, place your sand, and it opens it up for you. Now we just need to do the removing the sand and the closing bit. So we might as well add in a block and a repeater in here, and this just allows us to use the pressure plate as a way of opening the door, so you can come back through from the other side. Now from here, we need to place a torch on the side of here, piston facing down on that block with a redstone block in front of that. We can break this block and place a piston here and it doesn't have to be non-sticky, but it saves you a slime ball if they are quite rare. Place a a half slab in front of this piston, and I do believe that you are done. So now we can place our sand there, opens up the door, we can step on our pressure plate, breaks the sand, closes the door for us, and it's all good. Now you just need to fill in the side bits here, just like this, fill in the top bits, just like that, and we can make a bit of a walkway for ourselves, like that. If you want to have this flush, you can go like that. That looks pretty good as it is, just like that. And on the front side, do need an extra bit here if you want to hide the redstone, but I like to show off the redstone in my builds because they look pretty awesome. Oops. And so there you have it. Place a block of sand in there, opens up your door, come through, closes your door, and you can collect your sand afterwards if you'd like. So I hope you enjoyed it. Bit of a long one today, but I thought it was a really good redesign from AdmiralRedstone's design of it. It's really compact, barely any airspace in it, which is always nice to see. So thank you for watching. I hope you really did enjoy this, and if you did, please tell me in the comments and leave a rating. And if you'd like to see more, please feel free to subscribe to me, as I have more of this content that I'm sure you would enjoy. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you guys later.